When you have information about somebody, when you can hit them at the right time, at the right place and say the right thing, that is the first step to being known, liked, and trusted.
What's going on, world? And yes, I'm cracking up over here. One, because I love reuniting with my friends that I have the great opportunity to meet while traveling all across the country. Amazingly, Drew and I met at an inmate conference. He blew my mind. I was not ready to have the discussion with him because I really wasn't into artificial intelligence at the time. And the thing is, Drew just checked his calendar because we've also done a recording in the past, which was in February of 2022. I wasn't mentally ready until December of 2023. 23. But we had met before that. We had met, I think, we had met before that.
This was like pre-Chat GPT.
Yeah, it was pre-Chat GPT when we met. So I want to first congratulate Drew Fabricant on being one of 12 companies out of over 100 companies selected to be in the IOI Summit pitch battle with his company, Scout. What's going on, Drew?
Thank you. We're excited. We're going to blow some minds there, I think.
Oh, I know you are. Because I was getting, you're one of the people I met with that I needed to get ready to come back to have a discussion with.
Well, you know what we're gonna launch there. We're going to announce something pretty special.
We are going to announce something very special at the IOI Summit. And here's what's interesting. So every time I've talked to you, I've learned something new, especially in the ways in which you are leveraging artificial intelligence. And I also want to say some predictive analytics, right?
Absolutely.
And so I want you to tell agents what Scout can do for them in their business to transform it.
That's a great question. So I think we all know that personalization is the key to success. Right? When you have information about somebody, when you can hit them at the right time, at the right place and say the right thing, that is the first step to being known, liked, and trusted. And that's what Scout brings to the table, is the ability to do that incredibly efficiently. We bring the information to the table. We can build your outreach lists. We can create, personalized outreach, and we can automate the entire thing for you. So what used to take us a week, what used to, cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars,
now
be wrapped up into one tool. It takes you 20 seconds.
So let's go back and envision this, right? Because I want agents to truly understand what Scout can do for them. So I'm here in the city of Chicago. Now, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud. Let's say that I want to dominate the 60653 zip code. Now, let me tell you why I want to dominate this. I live in the 60653 zip code. I know for a fact that Naja Lee just closed a $1,050,000 house on my block. So now
that stings.
Yeah, $1,050,000. I am clear that I don't believe my neighbors know about this new listing that just closed that likely appreciated their value. I come on over into Scout, and what can Scout do for me in my business?
So let's back up. Let's actually talk about why you want to target your neighbors who need to know about that closing.
The reason I want to target
So the National Association of Realtors has an amazing statistic, and they say when a home sells on a block, of the 20 closest neighbors, 3 of them will consider selling within the next 3 weeks.
So then I'm late, right? Because this house closed.
Within 3 weeks.
I'm late.
You're late. But most agents are, right? Because the way that marketing works and the way that technology is built it's just really hard, and it takes a long time to create these campaigns, and it takes a long time to get them up and running. And sometimes you have to A/B test them. You got to go get the data and the information. You got to clean it. You got to validate it. You got to, just like, got to get 1,000 tools. to execute the actual outreach. But with Scout, not anymore.
Okay. So this, because I know you gave me some numbers before on the call. Okay. So I'm 3 weeks late because already 3 of my neighbors want to close because they saw what I saw. Now, even though I'm a realtor, I'm going to tell you what I saw because I live on the block. I saw the moving truck pull up. So here was the first question. Is that the staging company taking the furniture out, or is that the moving company bringing furniture in? So I come back later that day and it's not the staged furniture. And I know it is their personal belongings because it's boxes. It's not, it was their personal style that was totally different from the staged style,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, we got new neighbors. So I'm looking in the MLS. It hadn't been marked closed on the day that they moved in. I waited for Naja to do a video post that let me know what it had sold for, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 3 weeks late. And I know you could probably share this number. You know exactly how many homeowners in the 60653 zip code that I should target with this new $1 million plus listing information to let them know that they have potentially equity in their house.
Absolutely. Let's say that, okay, we're 3 weeks late.
We're 3 weeks late.
In the absence of Scout, if you didn't have Scout, you would now start to look up every single homeowner on the block. You put together a list, you try to get their contact information, you would reach out to them, maybe through Facebook, do some social selling, connect with them online, right? You try to do some targeted outreach, maybe by phone, maybe you'd even do one-off emails. That whole entire process would probably take how long? How long do you think it would take?
Based on agents not properly knowing how to utilize all of the tools, trying to figure out where they should get this contact information from. First of all, 50% aren't going to make it past that part. Let's just stop. No, I'm honest, right? Because this is a process, right? They're not going to make it past that part. So I'm just going to throw out a couple of names. I'm going to call out a couple of OGs. I believe that Sybil Martin, Paulette Edwards, Vernetta, I'm just naming some people who I know who are top producers who could figure that out. And I've missed a lot of top producers. Naja, the one who sold the property, her and the Michelle Brown team. Because first you have to have access to the tools. And a lot of small to medium brokers you can go look it up, don't have access to Scout or a tool like Scout in this marketplace. And so now what I'm realizing is you might have some new agents because now that we have $1 million price point, this might meet their minimum sale objective that would come from other neighborhoods that have access to these tools. So out of all the
vultures are swooping.
It's going to be some new people, and then the people who've been here going to be pissed. But the people who are coming have access to the tools, right? So let me be honest with you. I'm going to say those who are currently servicing the area, there are probably 20 to 25 agents. Mind you, we're in the city of Chicago. The Chicago Association of Realtors has 17,000 members. I'm going to venture to say 3,000 might be on the south side. So I'm going to go with less than 1%.
Less than 1%. And how long do you think it would take that less than 1% to be able to put together this marketing strategy?
If they're leveraging artificial intelligence and they took time aside, maybe they could take 8 hours.
8 hours. So
but
10,000 hours. You got to put in your 10,000 hours to get in that 1%.
Yeah. Like, okay, but they already have a skill set, right? And so I'm going to say it would take the average agent a couple of days up to a week.
Okay. So first you put in your 10,000 hours to be able to execute this in 8 hours, or you take a week to build it from scratch.
Let's go with that.
Okay. So now let's say it takes you 8 hours. When's the next time that you have 8 hours free on your calendar?
Marky Lemons-Ryhal is looking like a month out, right? For 8 hours, you want 8 hours? Oh yeah, I don't have 8 hours in a month. Like, so
Yeah.
it's gonna take some time. You just made my head hurt because they're gonna have to learn. They're gonna have to watch some YouTube videos and things of that nature just to get acclimated. And a large percentage don't consistently utilize artificial intelligence.
100%. So now you got 8 hours. You got to block off 8 hours out of your day. You got to watch some YouTube videos. Keep in mind, you probably got to subscribe to about 15 more tools to clean all this data, to make it usable. You got to start like working with prompts to build the outreach and the scripts. Then you got to mail merge it. Then you got to build, follow-ups. So the reason I'm going through all this is because let's say it's 3 weeks already. It's probably going to be another 3 months before you can actually execute on this because you just don't have the time or the know-how or the tools, right? But good news, you can go into Scout right now and get it executed in about 20 seconds.
How is that even humanly possible?
We built a lot of really cool technology. So what we did was we took 350 million contacts and we started building these segmented lists, right? So we're using AI to now go through the entire zip code. So the zip code, what zip code did you say it was?
60653. You told me a number the last time we were on a call, and I'm like, oh my God, I need all that.
60653. So we're in Chicago. Okay. Bear with me here.
It's okay.
I gotta now open up Scout for us. Okay.
Open up Scout.
We were able to generate 1,189 likely movers just in that zip code alone. So that took me 3 seconds?
I want you to stop for a second. So Skylar recently added 1,200 contacts to his customer relationship management system since since December the 19th. That's when he started, okay?
1,200.
1,200.
Do you know how many the average real estate agent has? The average real estate agent over their entire course of their career?
I'm going to say 400.
Yes.
I only because I did some research, right? So
it's like through to like everybody listening right now is like 1,200 in like 1 month. What?
Wait. But get this. So with that, he was able to generate $100,000 in company dollars and still has 1.8 million under contract. What I'm hearing you say, if he was to develop the same processes that he's already developed and has 1,189, that would get him to the next 6 figures quicker, especially as a listing agent, armed with the fact that we now have a new $1,050,000 comp in this neighborhood.
You were the first person to train an agent that the number of people that they reach out to on a daily basis is going to directly translate to the GCI that they're going to make, right? Tell me about something. I heard about it. It's like in the back of my mind, 8x8. What
8x8, 8x8, strategically reaching out to 8 people by 8 a.m., which led to 6 figures in 12 months, which is my private membership group we've had since December of 2000. That then led to one of my international bestsellers, the 6-figure in 12 months, which is why we have some amazing things coming, right? And let me be clear. Since my first year in real estate, I generated was $98,000, going back to 1999. I always knew how many contacts I needed to add to my customer relationship management system. I never knew the direct correlation between how much content I had to generate in order to generate those leads. Skylar knows that. So he's gotten 1.2 million, over 2 million video views to generate those leads, but with 0 ad spend. And that's only on Instagram. So, okay, come back.
So now we know 8x8, 6 figures, 12 months.
And he did 6 figures in 6 months, but he accelerated that because of video content. So he came back to exit on February the 8th On August the 13th, so 6 months and a few days later, he closed the transaction. He was only $218 short
Yeah.
before he closed on the 13th, which now I'm glad he waited because that was his great-grandfather's birthday and the 70th celebration of our family business. So when I'm talking about a true tribute to entrepreneurship and overcoming obstacles, the August the 13th is it for 6 generations of my family, right? And what is the 5 in the city of Chicago?
That's a powerful date.
It is. It's definitely a powerful date. I know. Okay, so we got 1,189 likely movers, and you said that within close proximity, if they know the person has moved, 3 out of 20 is considering it.
3 out of the closest 20. So basically what's going on is like the 10 closest on, or 5 closest on one side, 5 closest on the other side of the street, 5 closest on the opposite side, 5 closest on the opposite side. That's your 20 people. Those are the people who are seeing that moving truck. And they're like, oh, they saw that for a sale sign. And they're like, I'm a nosy neighbor, so I'm going into Zillow and I want to find out, oh my God, it sold for what?
Yes.
And Marky is thinking like, okay, maybe I love this neighborhood, but maybe I can get that too. And she's one of the 3, right? And maybe she's not, but maybe she is. But we know that if you're a real estate agent, you want to strike when the iron is hot. You know that you've got like a captive audience. You got 20 people immediately. And then there's probably another 40 on the other side that haven't seen the moving truck and didn't know that it sold for $1 million. But we got to tell them, and we got to tell them immediately, because I can't go out to somebody and say, hey, Marky, I don't know if you knew this, but 6 months ago, a home sold, around the corner from you. Like, okay, so like, what does that do for me today? So we got to get out to them quickly. So we got about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. We got a month. Okay. Now, what I'm keeping in mind is that I doubt if my competitors, they have access to the data. They don't have access to the system.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you got the data, right? We talked about the fact that, Skyler can put 1,200 people into his CRM. You can put another 1,189 into your CRM. But what do you do with a list? Right. So there's like, oh man, format the list, you got to scrub the list, you got to look up information on the list, you got to figure out which data points you're going to use for the mail merge on the list. Maybe you're making cold calls. You're going to look at that list and you're going to be like, hi, Mr. or Mrs. Right. And you're like scrolling across the Excel spreadsheet and hoping you got the right data point. Right. What Scout does is it takes all of that data and it puts it into these personalized outreach email templates and it executes them for you. So let's say you wanted 20 people. You take 20 of your closest neighbors, you put them into a just sold outreach campaign. It says something like, hey, John, hey, Joe, hey, Susie, it's Marky at Exit in Chicago. I just wanted to let you in on some great news. Your neighbor's home just sold it, 123 Happy Street at an amazing price, right? And then we insert some information about like equity that they may have gotten or, what the market's doing. And we can offer a CMA, we can offer a conversation, we can tell them about active buyers in the market. There's 1,000 things that we could say. But all of this is already templated in emails and it goes out automatically. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. They didn't reply, let's give them a 4 touch. And it takes you about 20 seconds to set up that entire thing, from pulling the contacts to pushing them into this outreach template. It's like done for you.
I love it. Well, let me say this. I loved it when we met at Inman, and I think it was Inman, Las Vegas. We were down there by the little food stand together. And Skylar was with me, right? And so it was Inman, Las Vegas. So that means that we met in August, I believe. And Skylar was on his way to South America. Yep.
Yeah. That must have been 22?
It had to be. I think it was 22. It was 22. Or was it 21? It was 22.
I think it was 21.
Well, it wasn't. Well, he had just had success with Instagram. So let's go back to consistency, right? Imagine doing this every single day to this amount of contacts. That then means that anybody using this tool, I'm going to, if their average minimum price point is 250,000, would get to six figures in 6 months. So Skylar defied what it is that I teach because of the amount of contacts he added to his customer relationship management system and the fact that he has a multi-part email follow-up campaign, which of course you have all of these email templates. And so then there's a follow-up. You said we could do a 4-part, a 5-part, a 6-part series, however you want to drip this out to the 1,189. And if they did that consistently with this volume of contacts, a 28-year-old just proved to us that if you do this with this amount of almost the same identical amount, that you too can get to six figures in 6 months. And he doesn't have a high price point.
So we actually just did a webinar not so long ago with one of our customers, and they got six figures from Scout in 6 months, just from Scout, literally just by running one campaign. Right? They were working with a buyer. The buyer couldn't find anything. They were trying to find something off market. So instead of using the just sold template, they used an I have buyers template, right? Golden letter. Just want to ping everybody in the neighborhood. Hey, just want to let you know I got a buyer for your home. It's nicer than that. We use some great psychology and then some amazing sales tactics. And that's the beauty of what we do too. You can get these people who have amazing frameworks of sales and they create these templates. And then all you have to do, because you know your neighborhood better than anyone else, put in a couple of landmarks. You make it personal to, the person you're working with or the neighborhood. And that's a lethal combination of sales strategy and framework plus local know-how, plus the data and the automation. That's going to win every time.
So Drew, this is what I propose. I propose, because Skylar does have buyers, okay? Because he's consistently attracting buyers as the down payment grant king, right? Yeah. So and this year alone, even though he's earned $100,000 in company dollars in 6 months, in that same 6-month period of time, he got $100,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance for his clients, right? And so now what I'm thinking is that we look up maybe his last 6 closings, whatever's happened in the last 30 days, right? And last month, he was number 1 in volume, right? So we look up and he closed 1.58 million last, 1.588. Let me get that boy numbers right because he will check me. So imagine if we did, I have buyer campaigns and just sold the listing at so-and-so, so-and-so.
Oh, yeah. Well, so Skylar's been in the industry for how long?
3 years.
3 years. So he's just coming up on his 10,000.
There you go. He's just coming up on his 10,000 hours.
So maybe it takes, maybe he's in that 8-hour camp. He's pretty tech savvy. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it's taking him about 8 hours. Skylar, if you're listening to this, if you're watching your mom, go on Scout right now and launch a campaign in 20 seconds.
Don't worry about it. As soon as I get up off this call, if he's not watching, right? He was supposed to be going to Atlanta with me, and he, because he's my companion on my companion pass, and then I travel with everybody else off of points, right? And so he was like, "Yeah, Ma, he's like, I got 1.8 under contract. I got 3 more customers to write up. I'm not gonna go to Atlanta." And all I can say is I understand. That's the joy, I would say, for him of having a mom who's in the business. I'm not, I don't scrutinize when he's not available because I understand the dilemma. You know what I'm saying? I was him. And so if you might not make it to dinner. Okay, I understand. I'll catch you. We'll eat when you got time to eat.
That's nice of you. I didn't have much of a choice when I was growing up. It's like, you be at that dinner table. This is family.
Yeah. And look, we didn't have phones probably either, right? We just started bringing phones to the dinner table. It was not, and I know you're younger than me, but it was not an option at the dinner table. We still put our phone away at the dinner table. So this is absolutely freaking amazing. The fact that they can come over and launch a campaign in 20 seconds, that the list is scrubbed, that the campaign is built out, that there are multiple campaigns that are available for them. And so what's the website and where do people come in order?
Yeah, you're going to give me the layup.
The get started today.
So the get started today. We have an amazing website, care of RIN. Thank you, National Association of Realtor, for blessing us with .real estate. If you do not have a .real estate domain, you should go claim yours today. This has done wonders for us. So you can go to trustscout.com or you can go to trustscout.realestate. We have a free trial. You can go on right now and you just, you set up your account. If you're ready to run a campaign, if you're ready to, get up and running in 20 seconds, kill those 10,000 hours plus the 8 hours that you'd have to go to work, we'll give a discount for everybody on the call right now. We'll call it, it's 40 TS. So Trust Scout off, OFF, 40 TS off. We're going to give a 40% discount to all your listeners right now.
Okay, I'm going to go 40 TS.
40 TS off.
Okay, so I'm going to have to go back and share before we share, right?
Yeah.
Go back and share before we share. And so you are one of the 12 contestants in a highly competitive. Last year, we know that Productive AI won the pitch battle. And we know that my good friend Joseph.
Joseph is next level.
Yeah. Right? Set the standard pretty high on pitching in a pitch battle, right? And so I'm looking forward to this being very competitive, very lively, very energetic, and the fact that it will change the practitioner's life in the midst of a shifting real estate market. What people don't know is that I feel like every podcast interview is a personal consultation, right? That I'm getting that inside track. There's no way when you're leveraging technology, cutting edge technology, innovative technology in your business that you don't have opportunities. And that is what Scout is. That's what the pitch battle is. And the fact that you were one out of over 100 selected to participate says a lot about Scout and what you can do for the real estate agent.
Hey, we work hard, right? We work hard for the agent. We built, for this industry. We built because it's hard out there, right? I think most agents, they look at leads, they look at lead generation as a function of how many people they can talk to. And most people who are running their business like a business look at it as a function of scale. How many people can I touch at, a certain time? And we need to be able to kind of reconcile that. How many people can I touch in a personal way at scale? How do I get in touch with more and more people? Because we know that you have more up here at the top of the funnel and you have more here at the bottom of the funnel. So that's what we're striving for every day.
And what Scout has done the top of the funnel work that allow the real estate agent more time to be face to face by leveraging artificial intelligence, technology, predictive analytics, pulling all of the 350 million sources of contact information.
Yeah. At this point, it's probably more. It's 350 million contacts. It's 600 data points. We've got everything on the home, the asset, on the person. You want to know if they have a dog or a cat, it's fine. You want to know if it rained in the last week, we have that too.
Now, I'm just going to take this one step farther. It is a statistic out here about the fact that single men don't buy real estate. And if they do buy real estate, they buy it for their pet. Okay? Because so single men tend not to buy real estate. Single women are buying more real estate, but single men, if we look at that buyer, they're at the absolute bottom, right? So that tells me that men buy houses for wives, okay? That part. Or they buy it for their pet. So yesterday, while I was at the Chicago Association of Realtors outing, I was talking to someone about this stat. And because you just said what you said, I said, we need to do a campaign because we're currently doing what's called a 3x30. We want to net 3 million African-American home buyers by the year 2030. but I happen to know that African American men buy houses for wives, right? And so I said, we should do a new campaign. Now, here's where Scout comes in. We should do a new campaign, and we find African American men, all with large dogs. Why? Because if they have a small dog, they should not have any problems renting. But we want to pick the dogs that people tend to not want to rent to. So that means we got our pit bulls, our Rottweilers, the dogs that association, apartment complexes tend not to want to rent to. And we do a home ownership campaign for them and their pet. And because you have dog data, okay, this is just the icing on the cake, right? I could send this campaign, right, and I could make, it doesn't have to just be 3 by 30, but I can have that nice bearded, red-haired man, right, with his dog, and the dog could be red, right? We got a whole new campaign that we can do to encourage more single men to buy. But now we're going to couple that with an issue, how to house their pet that normally people don't want to rent to if that is your pet.
Yeah. So I think any other podcast, this would be a ridiculous conversation, but I think we just built our next campaign. I made renters who own dogs in this area, right? And then you're going to come up with the language and we're going to blast it out.
We are. And we have the study because Dr. Lawrence Yun has shown the numbers before. See, only here on Social Selling Made Simple, when you have the best of the prop tech industry, can you get these type of insider, think outside of the box tips and have the technology to support it. Drew, I want to thank you because I told you I learned something new every single time. And now I'm just actually amazed at myself that I had this freaking conversation last night and you brought it up today. So we're going to run that. And I want to thank you. I look forward to hanging out with you. And as always, prop tech is the sexy place to be because right now it is solving problems and being a solution. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Marky. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Go to trustscout.com. Go check it out. Run your dog renter campaigns, your I have buyers campaigns, your just sell campaigns. We'll talk to you next time.